we find an example which proves the Quran. Some people come and say the Quran copied from the Bible. This dispels that.
Really? Interesting. Let's go.
And not only that, shows how did the Prophet Muhammad know this fact?
Probably because you read it in the Torah. But let's see.
In the Bible, it says that when Joseph went to Pharaoh, it talks about Joseph going to Pharaoh. And then in another passage of the Bible, it says that Moses also went to Pharaoh.
Okay, I assume when he says Bible, he also means the Torah. If he's just talking about the King James Bible, then let him do what he wants to do. But if he's talking about the Torah, then I'll respond.
Good. The Quran also mentions the story of Joseph and Moses. But guess what? When God talks about Moses in the Quran, it says Moses went to Pharaoh, just like the Bible says. But it makes a very unique distinction. It says, and when Joseph went to the king, it doesn't say Pharaoh. Do you know why it doesn't say Pharaoh?
Probably because the Torah doesn't say Pharaoh. Let's look at these verses. Very clearly states that Joseph went to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. Moses also went to Pharaoh, but he also went to the king of Egypt. So what's your point?
They found out that looking at history, archaeology, etc., there were no pharaohs at the time of Joseph.
That's not really true. There were pharaohs and then there were nomarchs. Nomarchs were local city-state kings. So when the Bible talks about the king of Egypt, they're talking about a local nomarch. When the Bible refers to Pharaoh, it refers to the Pharaoh of the entire land of Egypt, the country of Egypt. When Joseph went before the Pharaoh, he was called Pharaoh, king of Egypt, because there was actually only the lower Egypt. Only the lower Egypt was part of Egypt at the time. Later on, years and years later, 100 years later, when Moses went before the Pharaoh and the king of Egypt, he went before a conglomerate, a huge country. And at that time, Egypt already was both upper and lower Egypt. So Pharaoh now moved from the north, he moved to the south into Thebes, and that's where he had his palace. And there was still a local nomarch over the area where the Israelites were, the Hebrews were, and in Goshen. That's the differentiation, and it actually says it in the Torah. Again, I can't talk about the King James Bible or whatever version of the Bible he's talking about, but if he's talking about the Torah clearly makes that distinction, and that's where he must have copied it from, which actually proves, according to his own logic, again, the Torah is real, because the Torah knew about their archaeology well before anyone else in modern times. It clearly was written contemporaneously with knowledge. Any questions, let me know.